Hello, and welcome once again to Sigil Confidential.
Good evening, everyone.
Hello, hello.
Good to be back. We are edging closer and closer to the finale. This may be the finale, who knows?
Of this arc.
Of this arc, yes. This chapter. This chapter, definitely.
Yes.
But this is episode 21. This chapter is officially legally able to drink now.
Nice. Glad for it. It's very important.
Yeah. Might need one.
Yeah. Read my mind.
It might need one. Well, let's not waste any time. Bren, would you like to do the do?
Absolutely. Last time on Sigil Confidential, the crew decided not to worry about the doppelganger disguised as Saren when they had more pressing issues to tend to. The area around the central control panel turned into an elevator and took them down to the reactor. Ratt and an illusory duplicate of Istu went inside the core to assess the situation and brainstorm ways to fix it. Coming up short, they temporarily contained the reactor to give them time, while they brainstormed more ideas with the crew. The angler made an appearance while they were discussing, offering modifications to their wager as there was no way the crew was making it out of their current situation alive. He offered to fix the reactor for a small sacrifice. Draken stepped up and asked about the cost. The angler would fix the reactor and release all of his friends from their obligations to him when they returned to Cairn, per the original wager, in exchange for Draken. And he accepted. Meanwhile, Jimmy was falling down a chasm with strange eldritch beings chasing after him. With no way out, Kian offered to get Jimmy out of there in exchange for his freedom from the lantern. Jimmy added the caveat that he was not to come for him and his friends so long as they didn't cross Kian, and the two agreed. Jimmy then found himself inside of a chamber surrounded by gigantic, unblinking eyes. After acknowledging them, he found himself on the shores of Cairn, where he was greeted by the angler coming up out of the water on Draken's back. Their interaction ended when Draken swallowed Jimmy, and he was once again back in the chamber. Whispers around him were revealed to be potential timelines and how to achieve them, and Jimmy honed in on the one where he and his people survived and returned to Cairn. He followed it to a reality-warping eldritch abyss with a gargantuan abomination at its end. Back on the Haruspex, the angler vanished, the ship steadied, and all that could be heard was the low hum of the reactor. Everything had been fixed. The platform elevator suddenly started upwards, and they met back with the real Saren. She led them to a medbay to treat Ratt's radiation sickness and started towards the bridge to pilot the ship. Jimmy, on his end, drifted towards the abomination. He was dizzy, disoriented, and pelted by whispers, but he picked out nuggets of truth among them that spoke of Elder Sight being the key to defeating the beast. He received information of a ritual involving the Elder Sight that would allow him to bypass the abomination unseen and return home, but it was incomplete. With Jimmy's distaste for and lack of talent with magic, he now must decide whether to attempt the ritual and risk awakening the beast or face it head on. Will Jimmy be able to make it back to his people alive? Stick around and find out on Sigil Confidential, the Uncanny Odyssey.
Yes.
Very good.
Very good. Very good. As always. And here we are, standing or floating, depending on which character you're talking about, upon the precipice of something terrible, strange, great, wonderful, dangerous, deadly. So, who would like to begin? I'll throw it out there. Do we want to start with Jimmy right off the bat, or does the rest of you guys have something you want to do first?
My opinion is we pick up where we left off with Jimmy and hear what goes on with the ritual, because, I mean, we were just heading to the bridge with Saren.
Okay. I'm perfectly okay with that. I figured I'd give you guys the choice this time around. Okay, so Jimmy. Floating in this strange, horribly uncanny abyss of just mind-warping non-conformity to reality.
Mm-hmm.
You have a couple of plans laid out before you, potentially, that Jimmy may or may not pursue and decide to try and go after. Where's Jimmy's head right now? What's he thinking?
I am thinking. I'm thinking deeply about my life. It's done some strange things.
This is true.
It's done some strange things. But Jimmy he's a decent heads-up combatant, but he doesn't think he's going to be cleaving a massive eldritch monster in twain anytime soon.
That's entirely fair.
Much as he's not super good at it, he is going to take his shot with the ritual.
Ritual time.
He does have some resources to his name still. Keon's still in that lantern and still has a real interest in getting out. Guess who's pretty good at magic?
Keon?
He is. I'm reluctant to immediately lean on him because he's got, reason to be upset.
This is true.
Who would want to trust a Rakshasa with their life, really?
Well, here, I'm going to put this up. Just so we have a visual of the lovely eldritch abyss that you're in.
Oh, man. You love to see that.
So, yes, you are...
Yep.
You've decided to do the ritual.
Mm.
You have your pieces of eldritchite at hand.
I do.
Okay. So... 2, 3... Yeah. So, before we start, how do you want to do this? Do you want to try and maintain some degree of obfuscation?
Oh, do we want to keep it secret from the party?
Well, no, I mean...
Or do I want to stay stealthy?
Are you trying to stay stealthy while you do a ritual?
Oh, my good man, I am a rogue. Unless it will make the ritual fail, I'm staying as stealthy as I can.
That's fair. It's entirely fair. Alright, well, I tell you what, give me a... Let's do a stealth check.
Alright.
Their perception is only like 60. Passive.
I would complain, but I'm pretty sure it eats minor gods, so...
I'm sure you could probably beat it.
It would be a real stretch. Yep, 25. There you go. Have a 25.
Okay. Nice. So you don't appear to have drawn any attention, which is a good thing. However, you begin to kind of go through your pieces of the puzzle.
Mm-hmm.
You're an intelligent rogue. You understand that the best way to pursue any project is to kind of take stock of your resources and then plot from there.
Always con your vantage.
Exactly.
Know what you got.
And this is an important one, you feel like, I imagine.
Yeah, this is big.
So, you're going through everything, and make a perception roll.
Alright. Beside.
Okay. So you get the sense of a presence kind of standing behind you. Standing relatively in this type of domain, obviously.
Yeah. Well, I would like to surreptitiously get a peek at it.
Over your shoulder, like, kind of sly?
Either sly or, I do have a mirror in my equipment. As I'm taking inventory, I might, like, carefully point the mirror from inside my pack to see behind me.
Okay. You kind of pull the mirror out and arc it upward and, kind of inconspicuously. And you see yourself giving you the finger in the reflection.
Hey, I killed that me already. Well, I guess I could do it again.
I was halfway expecting it to be the angler.
That would be even funnier, but no. About how far back is this reflection of me behind me?
He's hovering over you.
Hovering over me, so he's above me a little bit.
He's really close, yeah.
Alright. Shit, I'm a rogue. I would like to draw my sword and then simply stab it directly backwards under my arm.
Okay. So just a reverse strike, kind of?
Yeah.
Alright, roll to hit. That's a 27 to hit.
That is a 27 to hit.
Okay.
If it's got my AC, that beats it.
Yeah. What were you aiming for body-wise? Like mid-mass?
Center mass.
Center mass. Alright.
It's a backward strike. You can't get too fancy.
So you feel this horrible burning pain open up in your abdomen, and you begin to bleed as you take 13 points of slashing damage.
You know what? That's fair. That's fair. That stings. God. Is that what I do to people? It's awful.
That's terrible.
I deserve to be here.
So what would you like to do now?
What's the me behind me doing now?
Just laughing?
I flip him off too, and I proceed with my business.
You just gonna ignore him?
Yeah, if I can stab him and only stab myself, what
Okay.
good is it doing?
That's fine.
Can I wheel around to face him, or does he just go behind me still?
That's up to you. You can certainly
I
try.
attempt to wheel around and face him.
You wheel around, there's nothing there.
I look in the mirror again.
You see the reflection, laughing even harder at you.
Yeah. Well, joke's on you. You're attached to my back, you're coming out with me, and I'll murder you there, where the rules of reality still apply.
You do notice that you can't hear any sound coming from the laughter.
Yeah. No, this son of a bitch has attached himself to me. He's thinking that I'm his ticket out into, like, consensus reality. Joke's on him. I'll just blow him up there. I'm stronger than him in reality.
Okay. No worries.
And if he thinks he can fool my people, if he can pull the old which one do you shoot trick, nah, he hasn't met my people.
That's a lot of faith. Draken to just shoot both of you.
And then they'll resurrect the real one. See? Problem solved.
Dead man tell no tales.
It's true. It's true.
Bryn has speak with dead.
So you just want to ignore him and carry on?
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah.
So we're going to make an Arcana roll. I know it's your
Sure.
favorite.
It's my favorite. I love rolling raw d20s.
I know it's your favorite.
Okay. Yeah, have an 8.
Okay. So, I'm going to ask you this, and this is a little bit of a test.
Sure.
How many pieces of Eldrasite does Jimmy have?
Let me check my inventory where I wrote it down. I have 3 pieces of Eldrasite.
You've got 4.
Do you have a 4th one?
Because you had
you give me
2, but then you defeated the mirror, and then you got his pieces of Eldrasite, so you have 4.
Oh, I thought the one that I got from... I thought I got 1 piece of Eldrasite from the Mirror Me.
Well, I mean, you were battling a, reflection of you, like, in this abyss, so, like, yeah, he would have had 2 pieces.
Oh, I think he only had 1 at that time.
I thought we said, like, during last session that Jimmy had 4 pieces.
It's possible.
I'm pretty sure.
If he does, I'm okay with it. It's not going to change much. You technically only need 3.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
I'm giving away a little bit there.
It'll be fine.
So, you understand that your role wasn't very incredible.
Yeah, no, I know that I'm kind of struggling.
You're struggling.
As myself.
You know that there is a geometrical alignment that must be attained with these crystals.
Yes.
You know enough about magic from being around it to understand that you're trying to encapsulate energy inside something to build up and release at a later point.
Yeah, they're real serious about their circles here in the magic world.
Yeah. However, you're a little confused about exactly how to do this. You know there's some type of pattern that has to be happened, and you need to do something with it inside that pattern. So you're a little confused.
All right, so let me draw upon my actual experiences, right?
Okay.
Because I can quote, Jimmy has had time to thoroughly examine various summoning and binding circles in the home of a certain summoner in Sigil.
Mm-hmm. That's fair.
I would like to cast my mind back to those and recall what I can of this specific concrete thing that I've observed, rather than my general arcane knowledge.
Okay. We can go with that. It's going to extend your time here a little bit. So
that does happen.
I do need to make another roll here. In fact, I'll let you roll if you want.
Sure, what am I rolling? D6?
D6, please.
Alright.
We'll put fate in your
5.
hands. Okay. So you're working this out. You're almost kind of going into like this meditative stance as you're using various memory recall things that you've learned over the years to kind of fish up hard to remember items. As you're doing this, you're overwhelmed with this weird smell. And it smells like a mixture of honeysuckle and raw meat just wafting across you. I'm gonna say your eyes are
Is it
closed.
very distracting?
It's not. It's unnerving, let's say.
Oh, okay. A lot of this place is unnerving.
That's also fair.
This has not come as a shock, but it isn't ideal, really. I will take a moment, I will pause in my labors to, check my corners, as much as there are corners in this place. They're probably of the non-Euclidean variety. But I check my corners, make sure nothing's, moving around towards me in a way that concerns me.
To your left, there is a small flux in the fabric of this reality. It's within arm's reach of you. And it's like this hole that's spiraling open, closing, and then spiraling back the other way, but it always stays open maybe about 4 or 5 inches in diameter, never closing completely, just kind of the aperture of it's kind of cinching and opening backwards and forwards. It's a little weird to watch. It kind of makes your head swim, but that's where the smell seems to be coming from, is within there.
Is it possible to look through and see what might be generating it, or what kind of space exists on the other side?
It's stark blackness beyond.
Huh. Meat and honeysuckle. Nothing good. Couldn't possibly be anything good.
Honeysuckle's amazing.
Does it seem to be in a fixed position?
Yeah, actually, it's not moving.
Okay. I probably haven't gotten too far. I'm still kind of working out the plan for my circle. I might just pick up and move a bit.
Okay. So you want to leave it? Move away from it?
Yeah, it's maybe not worth sticking my hand through and seeing what I pull back out.
Okay, that's fine. So you begin to gather up your things and move away from it.
Yes, that is my plan.
And as you do, you hear this voice kind of hissing out from the opening.
Okay.
And it says, "You would leave me so easily."
Don't suppose I recognize it.
No, it's nothing that you recognize. It's a strange kind of breathy sound, though.
Well, not sure what good a stealth check would do against that. For the moment, I will not respond.
Okay. Which you're welcome to. Completely ignore if you want to.
I would like to.
Okay.
We'll see what happens.
All right. We'll make one more roll here.
It's a big old number.
That was a big number. All right. So it just begins to kind of yell at you as you walk away.
That's pretty funny.
I offered you the world, and you said no. Without a single breath, I'm not even worth your words.
Jimmy thinks to himself, wonder what language the smell of meat and honeysuckle corresponds to an offer of world domination in. Problem for somebody else.
I will say the sudden loud voice
is bad for stealth.
It shatters the quiet. You didn't even realize how quiet it was until this happened.
I would like to be a good distance away from this noise.
Alright, so you're gonna run? Or
Oh.
Move, I guess would be more
I will.
accurate.
I don't want to attract attention as I go.
Okay.
Max stealth speed, I guess.
Okay. We'll make one more roll here. Okay. Okay, so you begin moving at the best pace that you can. And your senses are on fire, like just yangling, from the stress.
There's a lot going on here.
Yeah. And as you're kind of navigating this strangely, constantly warping terrain, you notice that hey, welcome.
Welcome.
You notice that it shifts unexpectedly in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems to open up into just a gaping pit that you're just dangling your foot over as you're taking a step about to step into.
Nope.
Give me a wisdom save, please.
Okay. That's my best shot.
Very nice. So like I said, your senses are just right on the wire right now.
Mm-hmm.
And you kind of pause and hover over it for a second, and then there's this little shift in it, and you realize that what you're looking at isn't there. It's just an illusion. But because you've recognized this, it's weird. It's like your perception alters slightly. Being aware of this, and you start to pick out other things in the environment around you that aren't really there. And you now have a bonus to navigate.
Oh, wonderful.
Nice.
That's some good stuff. Okay. I have a strange plan.
Okay.
There was an illusion of a pit here.
Mm-hmm.
That illusion may be effective on creatures other than me.
Maybe.
I might be able to use this to my advantage. I will set up shop in the pit illusion zone.
Okay. Let's do it then. Let's get one more Arcana check in there.
Okay, we're gonna hope for a good d20. It's not. We're gonna spend a luck point for a better d20.
Okay.
Marginal.
A little better.
Average.
Okay. So yeah, you're struggling with this. You're like, clink, clink. What do these do? Work. So you're on the plus side. You, like being aware that you only need 3 of them.
Yeah.
There's only one shape.
There's only one shape you make with 3 points that's not a line.
Exactly. So
It's
I mean,
either a line or a triangle, and I'm feeling triangle.
you're smart enough to recognize that at least. So you set the Elder Sight out. All right, and you sit in the middle of it.
Mm-hmm.
And just, I'm assuming you're just kind of going into like a meditative state here, trying to figure out what to do next.
Yeah, I'm contemplating deeply.
Okay. And you feel relatively safe behind the illusion.
Yes.
So that said, we're gonna swap to the other group while you meditate and see what they
Please do.
got. All right, main bulk of the party. How are we doing?
Well, last we left off, we were walking with Saren down to the bridge, so...
That's right. Down to the bridge. Take it to the bridge. Sorry, that was a bad joke. Good song, bad joke. All right, so you are already on that level, if I remember correctly, the bridge level.
I believe so.
Yeah. So, there we go. You around the corner through a set of doors that's been blown wide open into the beginnings of the bridge. This would have been an entry, a foyer of sorts, if you were. Inside, you see multiple panels in various states of disarray, cables hanging out from blown hatches and damage to the walls. You see the true cockpit, or the bridge, excuse me, beyond through that opening. Various screens are kind of cracked and in disrepair. Some of them are staticky, some of them are flashing. Sparks fly here and there. You can tell that this area took a big hit. But you don't see any immediate movement, so at least that's going for you. Saren looks just slightly mortified at the state of the place. You can tell she's very familiar with this area, but not in this state.
You doing okay there, Saren?
Just breaks my heart to see my home in this state. I suppose this is as good a place to look as any, though, and this is where we need to be if the reactor is stable. I mean, there's got to be enough in here working still. I hope that we can at least push the old girl out a little further, a little longer.
Speaking of the reactor, Saren, I've wanted to ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
What powers the reactor exactly?
It's just a complicated thing. It really kind of goes down into the depths of how my people exist.
Because whenever we were in there trying to fix it, I sensed several souls that existed at the base of it. Many, many souls, hundreds of thousands even.
So she begins to kind of work her jaw. You can tell she's clenching her teeth again and like releasing them over and over again. You see her eyes kind of water and her face goes pale. She slowly kind of shakes her head, swallows really hard, and says, "I'm sorry, I can't talk about this right now." She kind of turns and begins to walk towards the bridge.
Bryn will just nod silently in response.
What's everybody else doing? Draken is too, Ratt.
I'm just wandering back behind.
Okay. Moving up. Alright, so you guys following Saren or just hanging out back here in this area?
I mean, Brent's following Saren, so...
Okay.
Is Saren leading us someplace?
She, following Ghost's question, she looked really just kind of distraught and upset and just turned and started walking that way. So I don't know if she's leading or just wandering.
Yeah, I think we're just kind of chilling over here. Like, we're not standing still, but we're not following behind at like accurately and at the same pace either. Like, if Saren is ambling, then we're kind of a notch slower ambling.
Okay.
Kind of with a little bit of a gap. Just trying to figure out what's going on up there. Like, are we going somewhere? Are we talking? Are we like chatting about where do we head? Like, trying to figure out the navigation of it all to focus on that aspect instead of whatever this is.
Okay. Anybody else doing anything in this room or just steadily kind of ambling?
Just kind of ambling.
Okay. Ratt, what about you? What are you doing?
Nothing.
Looking at Draken with some concerned expressions right about now, like, and some heavy shit. Are you gonna be all right? Like,
This is. Oh, trust me. Compared to some of the stuff we've been through, this is nothing. We once fought a god underwater with just a knife.
It was a good knife,
It
though.
was a really good night.
yeah, I
was
heard
a
about the Shadow
fantastic
Dragon
knife.
too, but like,
Oh yeah, that was a fun one. Fighting on the airship.
the loss of your agency though has to have some sort of an impact though, right? Like, making a deal to save the rest of us and losing yourself in the process has to be a big deal.
Depends on how you look at it. I don't think I'm losing myself completely. Because honestly, the best tool I am is me. It's not. Honestly, it's better for him to have me working with him than to try to control me. It just makes more sense. And as for figuring stuff out and power, think of all the. I am looking forward to what I can do with what he's going to give me.
Yeah, I guess your creativity is better used when it's under your control, for sure. You know, but if he just wants like a blunt weapon, like an instrument to do things, then he doesn't necessarily need your will.
No,
And that
but
would be my only concern, you know?
I mean, we've worked long enough. We know that my creativity is probably the most dangerous.
Mhm. I mean, I'm glad it's not locking you up, you know? Like, with fear and concern about it.
No, I understand why it could, but to be honest, I'm excited. Think of how many people have threatened to kill us that we've had to basically just tiptoe around. Now think if I mean scratch. Think of all the strings he's pulling. You don't think the angler's gonna enjoy trying to take his power? With him backing me, I can take it.
Hmm. Yeah, you have a way of looking at things with a lot of optimism.
Nope, I'm just power mad.
Either way, man, you're not
Very
like,
self-aware.
you're not paralyzed by the pessimism of what can happen. You're looking forward to the future with an eye towards what you can gain from it, which is really interesting.
Plus
Not something
one
that I
is
do a
to
lot.
respect.
Also, to be completely honest, we have, as a group, been punching above our weight class the whole time. This is just another instance of it. We've made, I think this is the third deal with the angler. We've made deals with Scratch. We've made deals with everyone. This is just another.
Part and parcel of the survival of our story, I guess.
Kinda.
Fair enough.
But I appreciate your concern. Or your notice. Because I know you don't, you know what? I know you don't show concern. And I give a wink. But I appreciate it.
Sure.
Istu blinks their right eye, then their left, and then moves to hug Draken.
Is your
No.
eyeball dry?
Yeah. It's purely a mechanical function.
I understand you're cold. You need some warmth. I am a ball of fire. I get it. And he hugs back.
Just look at the flakes of glitter that transfer in the process.
Uh,
Oh well.
This is never-
Yeah, there's no way to avoid that.
Yeah.
This is
And
never
now I'm a
gonna-
little sparkly.
So
And we continue on.
you move forward into the main bridge area. Once again, it's just dilapidated. One thing you do notice right off, though, is the layers of dust and debris in this room are completely undisturbed and thick. Aside from where you guys yourselves are moving, it looks like nothing has come through here in a century. There is still some life in some of the consoles and screens. Occasionally you hear these very soft clicks and whirs and beeps coming from the machinery, and a very delicate kind of low hum underlying everything.
It made noise, I shoot it.
It's a gentle
That's-
noise.
That's for printers, Rat.
It made
Not
noise. I
bridge
shoot it.
equipment.
It made a gentle noise, so I gently shoot it.
Gently shoot it. That's very rad. I gently shoot the console.
Does that cannon even have a gentle setting?
Maybe?
Set cannon to lightly obliterate?
Set the cannon to careless whisper.
Causes emotional devastation, but no
Oh my
physical
God.
damage.
Just hurls out foul language and one-liners. Alright, so Saren's poking around at some of the consoles now. She's trying to get some information to pull up, apparently, as far as you can tell. What about you guys? You gonna do anything while you're in here? Aside from destroy everything?
No, I think we're just kind of looking around. I mean, I don't... Historically, when we head into any sort of a command center, there's always a bunch of writing and stuff that I don't understand and can't understand, don't have the capacity to comprehend, so it's just... It's a sea of technology that is above my my intelligence to understand, so...
It's above your pay grade.
Yeah, I mean, and also above my interest, to be fair. Like, I'm not gonna touch these panels, figure it out, and figure out how to set the thrusters on and move the entire ship that we're in. Like, that's not a possibility given the state of the equipment. So it doesn't serve me to open the doors or know how to do all this stuff when we have somebody here that knows some of that already and is capable enough.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's.
No, I can't fix this.
Yeah, I don't need to be an expert of every field, you know.
Let's do this then. And as always, this is entirely optional.
Mm-hmm.
What? Just do your time wizard shit and roll back time in this room 100 years, and so everything's back to normal. Like just do your
Okay.
rewind.
Okay. Okay. Share.
I just turn back time. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think you understand the ramifications of that because we are also in this room and we are also things. So
Well,
I would probably have to...
we can go stand outside of this room, and then you just do your time stone magic, and then everything's kosher.
Yeah, but I can't rewind the entire galaxy. You know, there are limits.
Gonna need more juice.
Sorry,
for
I'm
that.
supposed to be rolling for some shit, right?
Oh, it's a perception roll, but it's optional as always. I never force those.
Let me get my character sheets to load.
Oop, I was not supposed to be on advantage, but
It's
anyways.
It's all right. Still works. That's a pretty good roll.
Yeah.
All right.
29.
Bryn is hyper aware tonight.
Yeah.
Perception.
Senses are yangling. That's my new word for the night.
16.
This too. They're still pretty on the ball.
And
Cinder, a little less on the ball.
distracted because there's two Astus now.
Draken.
Which one's the real one? What happened now?
Draken. What was that survival roll first?
My computer lagged for a second and then suddenly dropped to the bottom of the sheet when I went to click.
That's funny. He's trying to find tracks. There's just too many footsteps. They're all yours.
I just find glitter.
All right. So I'll say, Bryn, Ratt, and Draken. I'll give Draken this one too, just because he was so attentive to the glitter. You hear a very soft, distorted voice coming from further in. If you look at that picture I showed you,
Yeah.
see how it seems to go forward and curve to the right? There's actually an alcove over there. It's coming from within there.
I walk over there with the linear accelerator rays ready to blast.
Okay. So
Bryn is following right behind Ratt, and she is telling him to be careful with the trigger finger.
So you make it around to the side. And as you do, you are faced with a short row of seats. One of them is turned towards you as you round the corner and you see an individual sitting in it, unmoving, fused into their suit completely.
Let me keep
Go ahead.
my distance. I'll just keep the accelerator trained on it. If it moves, it's not. I'll stop it. But this looks like ghost territory. Do your ghost thing with the dead thing.
He's on the production side of the dead-like business.
Yeah, I don't deal with them at this point, like at this stage.
I deal with spirits, not the undead. Watch and see what it does.
It's like a death assembly line. Alright. It doesn't appear to be moving or anything. You do still hear the sound coming from behind it. And I will say, looking past it, you see, like I said, that short row of seats. Undamaged windows look out into the void beyond. You can see that tear just whirling, debris kind of shifting lightly. From the very back, there appears to be a small grated metal panel, and from wood behind that, you hear the voices coming out with this kind of crackling distortion, static.
I think there's somebody in the wall.
It is coming out in Elven.
I think it's coming from one of the devices. It sounds rather like some of these strange arcane machines that we've encountered earlier.
Sounds like gibberish.
It's Elven.
It's gotta be a glitch.
Well, it sounds like Elven to me.
Do you want to listen? Because you can understand.
Yes.
You want to listen and try to decipher what it's saying?
Yeah.
Okay. It is a repeating message. It's basically, and then some of the wording is lost to you because it's in a dialect you don't necessarily follow. But
Well, I mean, Bryn speaks Sylvans, but...
yeah. But the gist of what it's saying you can still gather, and it is a call for help. It says, help, help, help. We are stranded on this land, on this planet, with no way out. Everything has gone horribly wrong. Please send rescue. And then it repeats.
What, like a broadcast or a receive transmission?
It's like a received transmission.
Oh.
So, Ratt, it sounds like a message being sent from someone somewhere else who is asking for help. So they're on the ground and they are stuck there with no way out. Perhaps these elves were down on Cairn,
What's a cairn?
the land we've been going to this entire time. We're trying to get to. Especially given that we're aware that the gods sealed off Cairn from all ingress and egress, it would make sense that these people cannot get out. Anyways, and Bryn will turn around and walk back.
As you turn around, you see Starin standing behind you, kind of slack-jawed with her eyes wide, listening.
You alright, Saren?
She looks even paler than before. Her jaw begins to work, but she's having trouble enunciating whatever's on her mind.
Bryn will, facing her, she'll reach out and rest her hand on her shoulder and just kind of, rub it.
She kind of stares there, slack-jawed once again, for a second, and then kind of looks at you and looks at your hand, and looks back in the direction that the broadcast is coming from, and just kind of shakes her head. She says, I know that voice.
You do?
Yeah. Yeah, I do. That's... There's no way they could still be alive.
Very well could be, Saren. I'll tell you what happened with me. So, whenever we were making our way through the ship, trying to get to the reactor, actually went through a portal, and I saw through that portal in a strange sort of like space that reminded me heavily of the astral plane. There were two individuals, one who was a human and another who was a Shawnakesian. And the Shawnakesians are a folk that live down on Cairn, on the realm that you were exploring. We had a few riding along with us on the Whispering Gale whenever we came out here. And it was current. They were trying to... The Shawnakesian girl I spoke to in particular, her name was Saoirse. She said that her and her friends were trying to look for an open door as a part of some sort of prophecy. Whatever happened to Cairn, it looks like there are people that are still alive down there, so I would readily believe that some of your people have continued to live on.
You don't understand. My mother told me that we left them behind without much choice, and that there was no chance that they had survived. That's Farah. I grew up with her. She was my friend. She was just starting out on like her first assignment as an ambassadorial role, and there's no way she lived. But this...
Well...
You're right. We have no idea how long that thing's been replaying itself.
You're right. You're right.
Well...
I can't argue that logic. She's dead. They all have to be dead. There's no way.
They have to be. There's no way. Nothing in here's been touched for over 100 years. How long do you guys live?
Well, that's over 1,000 years generally. It's where we decide that we want to go back.
Well, I will say this, Saren. I do know that there are folks that are alive on Cairn still. I believe there's a chance. Because I am aware of the devastation that happened to Cairn. I've seen it. In visions from the dead, if nothing else. What happened was horrible, but I've seen direct evidence, interacted with direct evidence, that there are still people alive down there, and apparently living full lives.
Well, then I have to find them if there's any chance. Help me get this running. Please. I'll tell you what to do, just... We need to power up the navigation systems.
Of course, Saren. Where you need to go to look for any of your people is the exact location where we want to go. So when our interests are aligned, I will help you in any way possible.
Good. Thank you. So with that, anyone who will willingly do so, she'll begin... You'll see her just like shift. And she becomes very serious and very focused. And she begins to kind of dole out, like, okay, here's what you need to do. Go here, put this over here, do this, connect that. And she's starts kind of directing everybody in a very military style organized manner. It's very conducive, very tactile, and actually very efficient. It's a side of her you haven't really seen come out yet. Maybe a little of her mother showing. But yeah, she starts putting you to work, if you will work. Directing you very patiently, answering any questions you have along the way. We won't detail all the the technical details, because that'll be a whole different type of game.
Yeah.
But with that, we'll bounce back over to J Money in the Nexus Veil.
We big chillin' out here.
J Money.
The Gymster.
Yeah. Yep. How's my state of affairs, Church?
So we're gonna make another Arcana roll. You've been sitting here for a little bit.
I have done deep contemplations. I have summoned my most powerful memories. I have polished my D20. Didn't do any good.
You just can't seem to roll over that number.
Nah. It knows. It knows I've been talking bad on magic this whole time.
Poor Jimmy.
You're having a rough time. So give me a D6 roll. Let's penalize you.
Yep. 5 again.
5, okay. So, you're kind of in meditation. You're starting to get frustrated because you're just not. You feel like you're missing something, and you're like, "This is the stupid magic crap. Why did it have to be magic?" And as you're kind of grinding your teeth and trying to get a hold of this, you hear that whisper again, kind of off to your right. It's not too late. I could still help you.
This is the shouting.
Yeah, same voice.
Yeah. I look over to my right and see if the portal is moved.
Yeah, you see it over there, that warbling kind of changing instability or whatever it is, the flux. I could still help you.
Jimmy looks at it. He looks down. He looks at it again. He looks down. Says, "Well, better the devil you know, I suppose." He pulls out the lantern.
Okay. And what are you doing with it?
I'm going to open it and have a chat with Kian.
You gonna let him out?
Not yet.
Not yet. Are we there yet?
Well, I mean, have a look around.
I thought you were gonna get us out of here.
I'm in progress, but I have pulled you up here for a consultation.
What do you want?
I remembered you tried to send me, a bit plain hopping there. You're probably no slouch yourself with circles of summoning and teleportation, right?
I might know a thing or two.
Right, I'm trying to pull a trick here. I've got, well, to my understanding, about as powerful a power source as could be wanted. And I begin to explain to Kian what I've been able to ascertain of the ritual from the whispers.
Okay. He'll listen. Like I said, your goals are aligned as much as he doesn't like you and you don't like him.
Yeah.
Let's see. Give me an Arcana roll at advantage.
All right. Come on, numbers. Please. Numbers, I beg you. That's
go.
better.
There we go. 18, everybody. 18.
That's statistically, I will not outperform that.
That's good, though. That's what we wanted. So, with Kian's assistance, he kind of guides you to sit down in a specific pose to close your eyes and to control your breathing and focus your concentration, not on forcing your will, but on melding your will with a purpose higher than your own, is what it feels like.
Mm-hmm.
And as this happens, you begin to envision yourself reaching out mentally to the Eldrasite fragments. And you feel this strange, almost like psychic connection begin to form a bond between you and the Eldrasite. And you are becoming attuned to it. As this happens, you become just acutely aware of this alien presence of the substance itself. You feel the substance pulsating with this foreign energy that's just unnervingly so different from anything else you've ever encountered that you almost lose focus. It's just weird. Because it seems to almost transcend the laws of every reality you've ever known. However, as
This
you...
should not exist.
Yeah, no, it shouldn't. But as you relax into it, and the attunement begins to happen, your senses expand beyond the physical, and allowing you to actually perceive the entire nightmare of this abyss in full detail. You can hear the distant whispers of madness. You can see shifting horrors moving in and out of the folds of this reality, and you can feel the pulsating energy of the abyss and the creature, the malevolent horror that exists here.
I imagine this is bad for my sanity.
It doesn't feel nice.
Yeah.
Which is actually where we're about to head next.
Yeah.
I need you to make an intelligence save.
Oh Lord. Well, D20 don't fail me now. No.
Okay. OBKB. Alright. So, I have to pull this other table up.
Here we go.
Alright, we're gonna roll. $55.
That seems like a casual level of madness, 55. That's walking around madness.
Oh, Lord.
Uh-oh.
I'm so sorry.
What you hit me? Hit me.
So you're overwhelmed right now. It's uncomfortable. Your heart starts doing weird things, and it's already acting weird because it's beating.
Yeah, that's I turned that off for a while.
It's an uncomfortable feeling to begin with because you're getting used to it, but now it's skipping and moving out of time, and it gives you this weird nauseous sensation, and you kind of overcome with this cold sensation that just shocks from your scalp down to your toes, and you immediately break out in a cold sweat. And you're suddenly overcome with this uncontrollable urge to defecate.
Oh my god.
You have enough sense about you to get up out of the circle and go do it. Or you can just, let it rip where you're sitting. It's up to you.
My friend, we're in the trenches.
Holy shit.
If I have to do this ritual again, I might not be making it out of here. I ain't going nowhere.
You're just gonna let her rip, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
How much
Oh
can
my
even be in
God.
there? I don't think I've eaten in months.
That's fair. That's fair. And we will let that go with just basically you get a dusty skid mark on your trousers.
Yeah.
Oh god.
The benefits of
Okay.
not eating.
But these are your organs coming back to life slowly but surely too, so that you're just like, ooh, did not miss that.
No,
If
it was
anyone
actually-
winds up clipping this, just know this is probably the first documented case of a person bluff checking their own digestive system and winning. So, do with that what you will.
We're exploring new elements of the
I don't know
D&D
what
system.
just happened either. Here we are.
Next up,
And the fact that we weren't there to see it and can't laugh because we didn't know about it is really tragic.
next up, poop golems.
Oh my god!
Another classic.
All right, so you just grin and bear it. Well, maybe not grin, but you bear it.
Grimace.
Grimace and bear it. So we're good. You made it through. You kind of, that moment passes, and it was basically just severe anxiety that overcame you, and just released your bowels, more or less.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like mortals were not meant to see this.
No.
Bits of your body are going to start shutting on and off at random.
And in a
Yeah.
way, you're kind of happy that it was you and not someone else, because they'd probably be even having a harder time.
Yeah, they might have eaten sometime this year.
So, we're gonna do another. We're gonna do another Arcana.
And I continue having it. Okay, that's better.
Kion's still helping.
Statistically, my life is improved by this. Here we go.
12.
That's better than 10.
It is better than 10, slightly.
We were not going anywhere without that advantage.
So, so your eyes closed. You begin to envision yourself immersed in a swirling vortex of aberrant energy.
Mm.
You can picture the Eldrasite fragments as conduits, channeling the energy of the void you're in itself into you. And you can feel it, this cold, horrible sensation, like 1,000 wet spiders crawling over your intestines. Sorry.
That's fine. I'm only just remembering I had them.
Yes, that's become acutely a present sensation.
Yep.
So you begin to feel this resonation, this conscious, resonant sensation with the Eldrasite as you experience this profound, overwhelming sense of unity with the substance itself. You feel your mind beginning to expand, to encompass basically the knowledge and secrets held within the Eldrasite itself, and it's just foreign languages that make you fearful just to hear the sound of. You don't understand them. Words never meant to be spoken, impossible utterances of the most profane nature possible begin to echo in your mind, just rattling around, and you begin to tremble and shake. Even Kion, you hear his voice begin to kind of crack and shake a little bit, which that's never happened in your experience with him.
No. Even a devil might recognize a place they're not walking back out of.
Yeah. So we're going to do another intelligence save
All right.
as your sanity begins to crack.
I didn't need that sanity anyways.
Oh my. Let's.
I never needed that sanity. I'll be fine.
Just don't want it to get too nasty here. No pun intended.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jimmy sitting, the languages of the other side of clouds rolling through his mind, is coming to peace with the fact that he will not be returning from this unchanged.
Yeah.
Whatever Jimmy is returning to the world is going to be a bit of a weird one.
A lot of this is specialized to this moment. I'm going to
Yeah.
give you a heads up. because of what's happening to Jimmy. I've kind of melded him slowly coming back to life as well as slowly losing his mind.
It's fair.
So you begin to feel a tingling sensation all over your skin. And the fear is taking hold. You're sweating. Not cold sweating, but actually sweating now. Another thing you haven't done in a while. And you feel this irrepressible need to just press yourself against whatever is close by, a person or an object. Just, you need comfort.
Too bad his girlfriend isn't here.
Yeah.
Yeah, too
Let's see.
bad.
Istu will accept whatever avoidance of public displays of affection might happen to be around.
I know I've never had a webcam in this game, but I like to think that you can hear.
Yeah.
You can hear my gestures, right? I don't have to spell it out.
Oh, yeah,
Thanks.
I can hear it.
Honestly, you can tell that Jacob and I are married IRL because that's the exact thought that went through my mind.
Yeah.
So,
That's a little funny.
All right, so I have a trick.
how do you want to react? Let's see.
I can't believe I have a trick for this, but I have a trick for this.
Okay.
I have a cloak of billowing, which billows on command.
Uh-huh.
I use this to command my cloak to wrap around me tighter.
Okay. And what about the lantern? You want to hold it close?
I think I already was, probably. He would have had it, like, up in his lap.
Yeah, well, you're holding it. But now do you want to embrace it tenderly?
Yes.
Okay. So the cloak wraps around you tight, and you embrace the lamp up to your chest, and you're shivering, and you hear Kian like, Dude, what? Dude, stop! No!
No time for fear, Kian.
Yeah. Kian's like, can't wait to get out of this goddamn lantern.
I gotta keep my core temperature up. I think I have one of those again.
Gross! Ew! So yeah, he's not happy about it, but not much he can do.
That's the lamp for you.
Alright, so this goes on for a couple minutes. Nothing too terrible. Let's... Shall we try again? As you calm down, you're like, okay, let me resume focus. You haven't broken anything yet, so you're good.
Yeah, I got that extra degree of core temp.
Yeah, I was worried for Jimmy, but this is more hilarious than anything.
All right,
I
here we
love
go. Arcana?
Yes. At advantage still. Oh my goodness, Jimmy.
This is what the distribution on a raw D20 looks like. When's the last time we even saw one of those?
And it's been so long since we've had bad rolls, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, at least it's a different number.
Yeah. Oh my.
Uh-oh.
Bad number? Okay.
So, as your Kian's kind of, dude, let go, stop, and that little voice that's still over there kind of going, Jimmy, let me help you, Jimmy. And you're shivering and shaking, and you're just out of sorts and sweating. To make matters worse, the inscrutable, intangible, and incredibly chaotic nature of this place takes hold once more. And a rift, you feel it tear open right behind you. And you feel this pull as it begins to pull you towards it.
Oh no.
And from within, you hear the hollow echoes of voices from your past, voices from now repeating things that you're saying, and voices you don't recognize, possibly from the future, echoing in a chaotic chorus, a cacophony of insanity behind you as this begins to slowly tug at you in an attempt to yank you out of the circle and into its gaping maw. Give me a dex save to maintain your position.
Oh, thank God. I have a number. Okay, let's see.
Oh!
I rolled a 1, and it's still higher than my average Arcana roll.
Oh my God.
Wait, one sec. Let me check something.
Okay.
I haven't needed any of this in quite a while.
You're good. You're good. The dice are not on your side tonight.
I don't know. If it's a damaging effect, I still only take half, but I think that's all that I can really pull out of the rogue pocket for this. But yeah, like excitement. Go for it.
Okay.
Well, let me look closely at my magic items.
Go ahead.
No, nothing that does dex saves.
Okay. You don't have any more luck points or anything like that?
I do have one thing. If you're a kind and generous god,
What's that?
do I have out of your skin yet?
That's a good question. Let me have a look here at the order that I had this set up in.
If you're a kind man and I've done enough nonsense to have out of your skin, I can try that.
There it is. Oh, hang on, I gotta find it.
Take time.
I should have pinned it in our discussion. There we go. Out of your skin. What was the last one we gave you?
I remember getting been there, done that, but I don't know if I'd have had out of your skin yet, because I got been there, done that a while ago. I think you gave me that one in the Hall of Mirrors.
No, if that's the case, then yeah, you would have out of your skin at this point.
Okay, can I try to use that in reaction?
Yeah, let's do it.
Alright, so I'm falling back into the chasm, but my past, my present, and my future are all conspiring to draw me down into the abyss. I grab the Eldrasite, and I start trying to shift forward, just like I did to get myself into this mess in the first place.
Alright. I'm going to give you another dex save.
Thank you. Please, numbers.
There
Yeah,
we go.
that's a better number.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay, so yeah, you managed to almost get pulled in, and then out of nowhere, you just feel yourself kind of blur and shift, and you blink and you're forward, and you're like, nope! And you grab hold of something, anything you can, dig your claws in, manage to deftly hold on as the rift behind you slowly closes.
Steadying myself, getting my breathing steady again now that I have that, and I do that. You got to keep that level. I remember that from the old days. I reform my triangle and I sit back down in my pose.
Okay. Well, this is getting hairy.
We are getting out.
Guy's pooping on himself and getting yanked around. Okay, so you go back into it. Let's do another another Arcana.
All right. Numbers, please.
17.
Numbers.
Hey.
There we go.
There we go. Okay. So, in this stage of the ritual, you begin drawing upon the power. You settle back into your attunement, and you finally begin to actually draw the Eldrasite's power into yourself and into everything that you are wearing. So, into Black Jammer, into the Stalwart Wall, into your clothes, your hat, even into Keon's lantern. You can feel it beginning to just infuse everything about you. You kind of open your eyes in a little bit of surprise, and you see your own form and your weapons and gear shimmering with this faint silvery aura, echoing the glow of the Eldersite fragments themselves. You feel your senses just sharpen to a razor's edge, and this immense surge of alien energy just coursing through your veins. And you understand, thanks to your connection with the Eldersite, that for a while, not permanently, but for a while, you are actually infused with the Eldersite. And that anything you do, your attacks, your strikes, and your defenses will resist this abysmal creature's attacks and will afflict the creature with something incredibly powerful should you strike it.
Okay.
Now keep in mind, you are acutely aware that this is a temporary empowerment.
Yes.
You're not sure how long, but it has allowed you to weaken the creature, the abysmal horror that's in there. You've managed to weaken its defenses and increase your abilities, creating a window of opportunity to confront the horror.
Okay. Do I understand this to have been the goal of the ritual?
It wasn't explained.
Yeah, the whispers were not the most helpful.
I think you were hoping for a way out or a way around. Instead,
That
it
was
looks
Jimmy's
like
desire.
it's giving you a way through.
Through. You know, there's no more ritual to conduct at this stage, I assume.
No, the Eldersite is not even there. It's actually infused in you at this time.
Yes. I stand. I draw my swords. Through was always more my style, I guess. Okay. Do you want me to launch in, or shall we meanwhile back at the ranch?
Meanwhile, behind the facade of this innocent-looking bookstore. All right. Yeah, we'll bounce over. How's everyone doing? Bulk of the crew, bulk of the party. What's going on, guys?
I mean, Bryn's been out here helping Saren get going.
You guys are making progress. Ratt, this is a fascinating experience for you. You're finally being allowed to crack things open and shown how to connect things up and how things work. And the way your mind works, that you're just locking in. Like, you're just, oh, like this. Maybe I can improve it if I do this.
This is my ship now.
Anyone else that's helping, of course, you are getting excellent instruction. And you're working on this for a while, obviously. The time is passing. But you're staying busy for the most part. And it's going fairly smooth. Little by little, screens begin to power up. Clicking and humming begins to kind of get more rhythmic and in sync. And Saren herself seems to be getting a little more relaxed. At some point, she did walk over and click off that broadcast.
Yeah.
And if anyone would help her or not, she removed the body from the chair, peeled it off, and moved it out of the bridge. So she didn't have to look at it.
Yeah, I feel like Bryn would help with that because you.
So it's going to take 3 of us to fly this, at least. We're going to need someone to pilot it, someone to control the engines, and someone to navigate.
One of me would volunteer for that.
For which
I
part?
can navigate.
If that works for you, Ratt.
Okay, and then Saren does the other one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just do nothing. That's cool.
Well, there's a third thing, right?
Yeah, I didn't say
Yes.
Saren had to do any of it.
Me, you, and Saren? Right?
Well, then what's Draken gonna do?
Be Draken.
Stand here and look pretty.
Yes. I mean, I feel like that's the strategy. Like, come on. Don't you want to co-pilot with me? I'm not annoying at all, right?
Yeah, let's do this.
So Rat and Istu
Hell
are gonna sit in
yeah.
the pilot seats.
But you're the co-pilot.
Woo! I'm the co-pilot.
Alright. And Ghost, you said you wanted to navigate?
Yeah.
Okay. So
Not Saren, who is apparently
she doesn't know anything about navigation.
oh big sad.
Bryn has the Evermap.
Yeah. So
Big
that's
sad
perfect.
Saren. Oh well, you
Uh,
you be pretty too. It's fine.
She says, Draken, why don't you help me work the engines?
Okay.
Okay. So
What
she
exactly do I need to do?
just when I say push buttons, push buttons. Sound
Okay.
good? Okay. So she'll kind of guide you, Rat and Istu, first off, on the basic controls, which are going to be the same for just about any flying machine. You know, pitch, maw, the whole 9 yards. It takes a minute for you to get your head around a full 3-dimensional maneuverability, because you're not really used to moving something this big in this kind of space, but you're both intelligent, and you wrap your head around it pretty quickly. Bryn, you have the Evermap. She opens up a panel, and you see like charts and maps begin to come up, and she shows you how to kind of plot directions. And using the Evermap, you'll be able to actually plot a course, the direction that you need to go. And then Draken, she'll sit down and kind of start to discuss with you what she'll be doing and what she'll have you be doing. It's nothing too complicated, thankfully. But with that, she does her final checks. She looks at you guys and says, well, are we ready to go?
Just one note. While we're piloting this thing, we should pick up our ship, the Whispering Gale, while we're out there. Just so everyone is on board.
Do you have a way to communicate with it?
Unfortunately not.
Do you have a cargo bay that we can just scoop it up on the way by?
Yeah, there's plenty of room to
Cool.
park it, but aren't they gonna
We'll just
get a little scared when the Haruspex comes moving towards them?
they don't have enough ammunition there without me though.
Why is that scary?
Also, who even knows what sort of mental state they're in? They were kind of falling under the sway of something.
Yeah, things were a little chaotic when you left.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I think there might have been fire.
There was
Lots
some
of
fire. Yeah.
We might not need to actually bring them. It might be dangerous to put them in the ship.
They were also phasing in it. The fire was also phasing in and out of reality, as Jimmy and I saw when we tried to go back for it. So it's only on fire some of the time. I say we pick it up and keep it in the landing area where we first came onto the Haruspex, and we leave it be.
You see Sarah
We just-
beginning to like kind of rub the bridge of her nose. She's
There was nothing alive on the ship anyway, so we just put it in the landing bay. We vent out all of the atmosphere to put out the fires, and then everything's safe. Everything's cool, right?
There were several alive people on
There was nobody alive on there.
There were several
We only had
live
ghost
people on
crews.
there.
Not by this point.
But he's riding them all.
I am absolutely writing them off. Lost cause casualty.
Well, she shows you where
barely a statistic.
On the piloting console, she shows you where the controls to open and close the bay doors are.
Cool.
Anything that has to do with venting that you're talking about is going to have to be done at one of the other stations. But yeah, you have control over the doors to open and close them.
Plus, this way, we don't have to pay them. I'm just trying to save us 50 gold, man.
50 gold.
Istu tries to like high five Rat.
Ratt has his eyes on that bottom line.
Hell yeah.
I finally turned the party evil after all this time.
What do you mean after all this time? What do you mean after all this time? The whole time we were trying to get the ghost crew back. It was so we wouldn't have to pay them until we could feed the ship. That was the whole point.
This is true. You guys have never been that good, have you?
I mean, Bryn's always been
Honestly.
chaotic neutral, but she still has a good tilt.
Why try to be the hero? Honestly.
That's fair.
I
Like,
walked away from screaming children in like the first town.
We're either gonna be the heroes or we're not. Like,
live long enough to become the villain.
hero, villain, none of this stuff matters. It's just vernacular people use to limit you. Like, be the person that you are, and like ships fall, right? Like, why are we so focused on good, evil, alignment charts, star signs, blah 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 blah.
Star signs.
Holy shit.
Zodiac symbols, Mercury's in retrograde. Nah, I am me at all stages, right? Like,
Oh, God.
chart this.
Chart this. Nice. Nice. Okay, so you have the controls. Rat, are you ready?
Yeah, let's do this.
Istu, you ready?
One of me is.
Okay. Ghost, you ready?
Which one of you?
Ready to rock and roll.
Draken, are you ready?
An interesting question.
Okay. So, Saren says, well, pray to whatever gods you follow. Here we go. She hits a few buttons and pulls up a lever, and you hear everything kind of... The hum gets right, and things begin to rattle and shake. Dust begins to kind of kick up, and little bits kind of fall from the ceiling. You know, it's still kind of old and dirty in here. The whole thing begins to shudder, and you hear metal kind of straining and creaking really loud as this enormous gargantuan structure begins to shift and move. Rat, you feel the movement. Even though it looks like you're just crawling, you get this push against you, like a sensation of movement, like you're going a little faster than it looks. But the controls are in you guys' hands, you and Istu. Do you want to guide it towards the gale?
Yes.
Okay.
Collision course.
Give me a survival check, please.
Cool.
Okay. Well, you have a co-pilot. Give me advantage. Sorry.
Oh
Yep.
my God.
All right. You're struggling. There's still a lot of pull from the vortex, and so you and
Hey,
S2
wait,
are
never
like
mind.
gripping and trying
Is
to
this
pull.
this is a vehicles, right?
Technically, yeah.
Okay, so then I get to apply a tools to it
Yeah, that's fair. This is
because I have proficiency in vehicles, and vehicles is a tools. So artificer bullshit. Ergo ipso facto, always at advantage, and a +2 because my all-purpose tool.
all right. So 14.
14.
Okay. That's good. Like I said, you're still kind of struggling. There's a lot of pull away from the direction you're trying to go, but with Istu's help, they are kind of reinforcing your pull on the stick, and you're managing to maneuver the way you want it to go. Ghost, are you plotting, or are you waiting to see that you can get out of here first?
Waiting to see that we can get out of here first, but with her mind ever at the ready to plot, basically.
Okay. That's good. So Draken, you're being directed. I'm not going to make you roll because Saren's kind of hit that button, pull that lever, do a little dance, make a little love, get down tonight.
She's not my type, but I pressed the button.
All right,
I fixed it.
That's a much better roll too. Yeah. So once you get past the initial pull, you feel it kind of break away a little bit from the vortex. You see bits of the ship go flying into the vortex as you do, and you can hear like plates peeling off the exterior and whatnot. Every time it
That wasn't
happens,
important.
every time it happens, you all kind of wince in unison. You're like, oh, oh, ready for any moment for this thing to just crumble apart or explode. But it seems to be going all right, and you begin to make your way towards the gale. And it's just a little thing in the distance from the cockpit window that you're watching out of. And you're kind of looking down. It looks so small from where you are. But you begin the approach. Would you like to open the cargo bay doors?
Yes. Saren, does this thing have some sort of, I don't know, cargo beam for, like, loading cargo? Like a boom? Like an arm or a beam or like a tractor beam or something?
What would Ratt know about tractor beam?
Oh, what?
I don't know. Gravitational attraction. Right?
No.
No? Okay. We'll just do it we'll scoop it then.
The barn swallow.
We'll give it the good old scoop.
All right. So you're on the right path, especially with that roll. So we're going to do another navigation roll. Survival,
Okay.
sorry.
Oh.
Survival, I'm sorry.
I was about to say.
To navigate the ship in this case, sorry.
Okay, I haven't.
Yeah.
I didn't know if you were speaking to Ratt or.
Yeah,
okay.
no, this is for Ratt. Give me another piloting check, let's say. Very good.
Oh,
You still have your advantage, too, if you want it.
alright. We'll do that.
Yeah, 33, even better. Yeah, you managed to line this thing up, and you are just kind of working out the math in your head about where the cargo is and how fast you need to go and how to directly kind of scoop this thing up. And as you're doing it, you guys look down, you see people scrambling on the deck in terror. They're trying to, like, bring cannons around. You even hear a few shots go off. Not that it does anything to the haruspex whatsoever. You see a few people even go over the side, just opting to take the easy way out before finally the haruspex swallows up the gale, and you hear a goom, big crash as it gets scuttled into it.
I closed the bay door.
Okay.
Somebody should probably go talk to them.
Is there some sort of like message or sending stone magical device that is on the ship that we can use to communicate with them down in the bay?
I don't know if any of the communication systems are running. They would have to use one of the panels.
Worth a shot.
Okay. So you gonna try that?
Yeah, I'll try that.
Okay. Give me a survival roll.
Okay.
Okay. You managed to kind of figure out how to route a call down, basically. The screen in front of you opens up, and you see an image in the cargo bay. And you see the gale on its side, kind of askew. The sails in tattered, the mast is cracked. How many hugs for a reroll?
Do what?
London Dungeons, thank you for joining us, of course. If you really want to give them a reroll or a D4, one hug will do it. We'll let but only one per session. I'll let it happen. They could probably
We
use
appreciate your contribution.
Yes.
There's the hug, guys. You guys now have a reroll.
Woo.
Thank you. They thank you.
Thank you. I don't know if you saw the rolls I was making earlier. Thank you.
Yeah, probably gonna need it. One thing you do notice about the gale, as it is sitting on its side, completely listed over, mast is cracked, sails are tattered. The rudder looks horribly damaged. You're good, London. Don't worry about it. There is a huge open hole just cracked out of the side of it. Big gaping hole. You don't see any movement on the inside of the ship at this point, though. There's no movement whatsoever. It's completely still.
So no people on it.
None that you see.
Well, Bryn is going to send a message anyways.
Okay. What's the message?
Remember me, Burks? It's the crew that was, heading up the ship. We are the ones who have rescued you, so you can all rest easy. You're not floating out in the vortex anymore.
What's that, a rescue? No, I'm just kidding. You don't hear any response.
She sent her message, she'll just leave it be.
Okay.
And communication.
That'll work. So it's your time to shine, time to plot your course. The pilot is waiting on the nav from you. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
We're going to do another survival roll. With advantage because you have the Ever map.
Okay.
Solid.
There you go.
Solid. Alright, you plot the course. Ratt and Istu, you engage the controls. All that's left is for someone to say the word and you guys will take off.
You ready, co-pilot?
Let's go!
Punch it.
So,
Woo!
as you say punch it, everything explodes. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh my god.
Let's bump back over to Jimmy real quick.
Yo.
Okay, so they're about to take off. What are you going to do, Jimmy? Are you squaring off with this absolute unit?
Give me the rundown on him again. Set the scene.
Set the scene. All right, let me, where is he? I actually have stats for him. Did I move him into it? I may not have moved him into Roll20. I have to do this the hard way. So once again, it's just, everything about this is intangible. Not in the same sense a ghost might be. Intangible in the sense that nothing is static. It's constantly shifting and warping and changing. It's this huge, amorphous, weird creature that seems to defy physics just by its existence. It's too big, it's too misshapen, too insubstantial, even though it's solid, and too lacking any form of geometric shapes or patterns that you would find in any organism that ever existed anywhere at any time. It's got, at one moment, 1,000 eyes, and at another it's completely blind. It's got many mouths and tentacles that seem to warp and change and shift and move, pulsating as it huffs in and then huffs out in a weird, off-kilter, out-of-rhythm breathing pattern. It is enormous and seems to have an aura around it that shifts and shimmers as reality itself seems to warp around its very presence.
That's probably alive. I can probably kill it.
The Eldritch Abomination.
Yes. Yes. All right. We're going to find out. We're going to answer a very important question.
Okay.
Can you sneak up on it?
Are you going to go tiptoe, or are you going to just charge up and try to get that first surprise hit?
Well,
Remember, effects temporary.
I am coursing with energy, and it hasn't noticed me yet. How far away am I?
About 150 feet.
That's a long run. That is a long run.
Long way to sneak, too.
Yeah. Yeah, we're full sending it, full speed.
All right, so you go to charge.
Yes.
You feel the Elder Sight course through you as you make this conscious decision, and suddenly you are a blur of movement. You are flying, just by the thought of flying, and you're probably going about 80 or 90 feet per round.
Ooh.
So like your face is like holding onto your hat with one hand, blowing through the Eldritch Realm. And you just come up on this thing and swing, bada, swing.
All right. Do I get sneak attack on it?
Yeah, this will
Have I surprised?
This will be a surprise.
Beautiful.
All right. That hits.
Actually, I guess I have advantage if it's an actual surprise attack. 1 second.
You do. You've already hit no matter what, so you're good.
Yeah, first one.
Okay. All right. So yeah, you plow into this thing. Really solid. What do you want, kitty? Jeez. You feel it connect as you fly past this thing, and you just rip just a gaping maw of wound across the flesh of its side as you fly past with your blade out, tearing into it. And you just feel it cut through and smooth. There's almost no resistance as you do. All
right. Let's see. I rolled only rolled a 1 on my life of the party, but we're taking it.
Right. So we won't do initiative. We're just gonna. You're gonna go
I'm
again.
only one guy.
Yeah, we're gonna go. You're gonna go again because you got the surprise.
Yeah, I'm gonna take my my bonus action second hand attack with the stalwart wall first,
Yeah, go ahead.
which does not get sneak attack because of how sneak attack is. Does get 13 damage though.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
So second round, I no longer have any sources of advantage.
All right.
Correct?
Yes.
All right. Regular attacks.
You are squared up against this thing.
Ooh, but I do get crits though.
Crit's nice. Crit's very nice.
Crit is quite helpful.
So that's
8, 17, 25.
you feel that make purchase. And I'm talking
Very nice.
I'm talking like Black Friday first person through the door purchase.
I'm gonna find something solid in there, and I'm gonna hit it.
Yeah. So go ahead, you got your secondary.
Yep.
Another solid hit.
Solid.
You can feel like the Elder Sight just light up every time you connect too. And you're doing a lot more damage than you think you are. And this thing, as you make your second round of strikes, this thing just convulses and lets out this horrible wail of anger and pain and madness from 1,000 mouths all at once in every language imaginable. And your ears, you can feel them start to kind of bleed slightly from the noise.
That hurts.
But at this point, you're in the throe of battle, and you're like, I'm gonna take whatever I'm gonna take. We're getting through this.
No tricks left.
So, first things first.
Yes.
You're gonna have all of these defenses. All of your defenses will be at advantage because of the Elder Sight infusion.
Fantastic.
So first things first. Give me a Wisdom save.
Okay.
At advantage, of course.
Yes, of course. It is decent.
You managed to shove off the aura around this thing. And as you do kind of fight this off, your ears are bleeding. You're coated in whatever this thing calls viscera. You see one enormous mouth just split the seam of flesh and just appear in front of you, and it attempts to swallow you whole.
Ouch. Okay.
I mean, we're going for the big guns right off the bat, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, no, this thing is
Yeah.
not interested in messing around.
Um,
It's like a very small and angry creature has appeared and started biting it, like a stoat,
What's your
really angry rabbit.
what's your AC?
26.
26. So
Anything from the Elder Sight?
that's what I'm rolling the so many for. One of the tentacles lash out, and
Fair.
it gets you. It grabs you.
Oh, I'm grappled?
Yeah, you are grappled. I need you to oppose it now to avoid it pulling you into its maw, though.
You got it. I will oppose. With acrobatics at advantage.
Mhm.
27.
Solid. You manage to slip the coil just in time as that maw just shuts, nearly getting your toes. You're like flying, still spiraling backwards in an acrobatic flip that would wow everyone if anyone were here to see it.
If anyone were here to see it, they would see Jimmy not quite acting himself. He seems a little blood drunk right now. He's a competent fighter. Everybody's seen him, and he can be a very resilient one. Like he died 4 separate times
This is true.
taking on the aboleth. But he doesn't really get into it that hard. He's into it right now.
This is true. This is true. So you're up.
Okay. We keep it simple. I like to reserve a lot of my specialty resources for defense, and we're just going to keep good strikes out here.
Okay.
Black Jammer's there,
Solid.
and Stalwart there.
Also solid. Let's see.
So yeah, that's 16, 14, smooth 30.
Okay. Both bite. Crun, crun. You feel them just tear in, and this thing just quivers and shakes and enrages even more.
You're going to wish you got out of my way.
I was just sleeping, man. What the hell? Could have just walked around me. No.
Unlikely.
Very unlikely. So it kind of sucks up, and just you feel this wave of energy blast out all around you, and it just screams through your brain. It feels like it's tearing the two halves apart. Give me an intelligence save at advantage.
You got it. 15.
Ooh, not quite.
Yep. If it was above that, I probably couldn't have made it.
Yeah, no, you did good though. You actually got close. Let's see. I have to use the advanced roller for this one.
Oh lord.
Oh dear.
It's alright, it's fine. It's fine.
I got some tricks, it's fine.
It'll be fine. 66 damage.
Okay, so, I am a rogue. I can have that.
Yes, you can. Once
It
again,
is incredibly helpful that I can have that.
rogue stuff once again.
Alright, I take the damage. Ouch. Damn, what type was it?
Psychic.
Okay.
And unless you have some way to avoid it, you are stunned for 1 round.
Stuns, I don't believe I can. Slippery Mind doesn't give you stun resist.
Okay.
But I can use Black Jammer to become resistant to psychic type damage.
Okay.
Since that is a lot, and that's a really bad save for me.
Okay, that's fine. So that was this going forward or from the hit?
Let me check the description you gave me of it for a second.
Okay.
I think probably going forward, given the phrasing, it's upon being struck with typed damage may become resistant. To me, that sounds like I don't get it for this hit. But that's okay. I'll have it in the future.
Okay, in the future. That'll work. So you're stunned this round, and you can almost feel like this smug nastiness come over it.
Got your ass.
And it rears back once more, and you just see like innumerable like tentacle like extrusions shoot out of this thing, but they're insubstantial, all of them, wavering and whirling all around you, and they just go whap and slap on you, and once again you feel that wave of just horror and chaos tearing at your brain. This is gonna be interesting. So this is bludgeoning. You're stunned, so I think dex saves are just at disadvantage, aren't they?
I would have to check. I don't have my copy of the player's handbook with
I
me.
don't think you even get to make them if you're stunned.
Oh, here, let me look it up. Well, I guess we'll all look it up.
Yeah. Let's see.
So I don't want to.
Stunned. Incapacitated, can't move and can speak only falteringly. Automatically fails strength and dex saving throws. Attack rolls against a creature have advantage.
Okay.
Yeah, no. If I'm incapped, I can't do any dex stuff.
All
Yeah,
right.
can't take actions or reactions.
That's all right. So this is gonna hit you.
Oh, sure.
Actually, a little harder than the last one. 52.
All right, so I do get to have the damage.
Is that a reaction?
Let me double check. No, it's just when subjected to an effect.
Okay.
That's evasion rather than the last one. The last one I used was elusive, I guess. But evasion is just when you're subjected to a dex save effect.
Okay. That's all perfectly good.
Yeah.
No worries. So yeah, you can have that.
Yeah, wouldn't the boyas still have to roll to hit though? Or is that just like an effect that happens?
No,
It's a dex save effect.
Yeah,
It's AoE.
Okay.
It's like a cone.
Alright. For the troll D10?
Yeah.
Have to check.
So yeah, no worries. You are also completely grappled and restrained at this point.
That is suboptimal.
But it's your turn.
It is my turn, so I'm grappled. Well, since I do have it, I would like to out of your skin.
Okay. So there's no roll.
So
for
the
that, you're
trick
just
here-
blinking, right?
Yeah, it's a cunning action. I do have to spend my cunning action for it.
Okay.
So the trick we have to consider here is that this isn't as written. It's supposed to work outside of the void.
Yeah.
I figure inside of the void, it will just kind of teleport me around randomly.
No, we'll let it go. You're empowered right now, so things are gonna work a little better than
Yeah.
normal anyway.
Okay, good. So I start to shake and shudder and ripple, and suddenly I'm just at a different point on the creature's hide.
All right, that works.
And this will happen sort of randomly at the end of my turn for 1 minute.
Okay.
Could be anywhere.
All right.
And I'm reeling from that one, but I do still raise my blade for another strike.
Go for it. This is exciting.
Yeah. It's a lot of damn damage.
You hit.
Yep.
So that is 14.
All right, you tear into it once more.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess it's back to its turn, huh?
I'm actually breathing heavily now because I have to do that again. It's so inconvenient.
I would love to know, like, after this session's over, what sort of bonus damage the Elder Sight infusion's giving Jimmy. And what effect it's actually having.
Oh,
It's just good.
it's fine. It's fine.
Obviously,
Wow.
this has no long-term repercussions for me or the nature of my existence.
None at all.
Oh, this is just pure curiosity on my part.
Yeah.
1, 2, 1, 2. Okay. So it whips out at you. You see its entire, like, what you assume is the front of it. Rather than turn, it just morphs into where it's facing you.
Yeah, every side is the front side. Nothing is true here.
This is true. And it lashes out at you and tentacle, and then another mouth just kind of splits the seam of flesh and bites at you. Not in an attempt to swallow you this time, but just a bite.
Hmm.
And it hits you.
Okay, the bite hits me. All right.
This isn't too bad. For 19.
19.
And I need
Yep.
you to make a con save.
You got it. The 19 I have with reaction.
Mm-hmm.
Here is a con save at advantage.
Yeah, you're going to want to make this one.
Yeah, I tried.
Okay.
I hope 23 makes it.
DC 18, you're good.
Ah, beautiful.
You feel the poison sink into you, especially with your now revitalized flesh. You feel
Oh no,
like,
I have organs for that to affect again.
Yeah, you feel it,
Yeah.
and you're like, oh. And you feel everything begin to seize up as if you're beginning to get paralyzed, and then you just kind of manage to shove it off. That old death in you kicks back in and shunts it out.
Okay, that one tingles a little.
But you're back. It's your turn again.
Okay. Consult the grand list of nonsense. I got a lot of nonsense, but this guy is really big and most of it's not going to work on him.
Mm-hmm.
We're just going to go with 2 attacks. I'm going to try and make strong use of life of the party.
Alright, go ahead.
See if I can't get a little bit back ahead of the curve.
It's a solid hit. Solid.
Yeah, okay, smooth. So that's 15, 14, 29 damage, please.
They're both at advantage if you want to roll.
Oh yeah, I keep forgetting. Nah, just the original 29.
29 total?
Yes. And I heal back up a little.
Okay. Yeah, this thing's starting to look ragged. Like it's just got gaping wounds all over it. This weird dark viscera just kind of trailing out. Not seeping, but drifting out almost as if it's in zero gravity.
I feel its strange life energies transfer into me as I strike it, and I laugh and laugh and laugh.
You start
Just
to
quiet.
laugh.
Yeah.
You start to laugh, but you also begin to feel the power in you waning. Slowly.
Yeah.
You
Gotta
feel
wrap
like
this up.
time is running out. Give me a perception roll.
Sure. It's a big one.
Dang.
Jimmy, that is really good. You see everything.
I can't. There's no way I can in this game system get a higher number.
That's a good roll. You happen to notice what would have been the other side of the creature when you first charged at it. This warbling tear. In once again, you're used to seeing these rifts in reality.
Mm.
But as the power in you begins to wane, and you realize you've maybe got another round in you, you see, just for the barest moment, a very short glimpse of your friends on the other side of that tear.
I want home. I want home more than anything.
So you have an option. You can keep fighting, or you can make for the tear. It's entirely up to you, but you are waning in power. If you don't drop it this round, you're probably not going to make it.
You know what? This weirdo can live. I'm fast. I'm blurring towards it.
All right, so you're making a break?
Yes.
Disengaging and tearing
Yes.
off? Okay. Once again, you move with a tremendous burst of speed. Disengaging from this thing as it roars this horrible scream of agonizing chaos behind you. Those of you on the Haruspex itself, you hear this echoing sound of just horrific cacophony kind of fill the room, and you see a tear open up inside the cockpit, on the other side of which you see a horror that will give you nightmares for the rest of your lives, and Jimmy, glowing silver bright, a sword in each hand, covered in his own blood, teeth
Laughing.
bared, laughing maniacally
And laughing.
as he blasts through the tear and slams into the far wall, shattering a few panels. The tear closes behind him. Jimmy falls down, and the glow just kind of stutters a few times and fades as Jimmy says,
I'm alive. I'm alive.
Why do you sound out of breath?
Bryn at this point is going to bolt
That's not
towards
Jimmy. That can't be Jimmy. Hold up. It's breathing.
Yes.
this is where Jimmy dies.
Since when do you breathe?
Rat.
Now I have to deal with her being
Rat.
like,
Rat, look at me.
Shoot
Rat.
Shoot him. Come
Shoot
on.
Rat.
Come on.
No, Rat, look
the
at me.
amount of
Look
time
at me.
we've had on this ship with 15 different people looking like,
Ray of Frost.
Saren's
Jimmy's holding
doppelganger.
something up.
It's
That's my
clearly
attract.
that is clearly a doppelganger. All right,
Never once in
we
this
just
entire-
had doppelganger Saren, and now
Can-
this
Can
thing comes
Bryn
back
try
breathing.
and stop Rat?
No.
That's not
No.
Jimmy.
Yeah, you can
That-
try, sure.
Not once on this entire campaign
so?
has he drawn.
What do I
Rat.
need to roll?
Come on.
Well, what are you doing to stop him?
Trying to, basically either, get him to aim that arcane firearm somewhere else, or, just restrain him, something.
But you got to tell me one thing. What are you gonna do? In case he decides to counteract it somehow or try to. You have
Knock the firearm out of his hand.
Okay, roll to hit.
With your arm or with a spell? Because
It's not a very
Arm.
big area, so she could make it over there.
Yeah.
I'm just asking because I need to know what she's doing, so I can also take action as well because I'm also there.
Okay.
Arm.
Okay.
Okay.
What do I need to roll? Just D20?
Yeah, your base 2-hit roll. It's just an unarmed attack, basically.
Yeah.
You don't have any bonuses for strength, do you?
I actually have a negative strength modifier, so mine is 1.
Okay. And Rat, what's your AC?
Oh, it's got to be more than that.
So I will say this.
There's an alternative solution here. Rat, you're making a ranged spell attack.
I am.
I'm a prone target. You have a disadvantage that cancels out your advantage. 21 doesn't hit.
Okay.
Yeah. So, Bryn, yeah, you miss. But the shot goes wide because of your interference. He kind of rolls over and it just hits the wall. Saren goes, "Rat, stop!" And Bryn's in front of you now, just wide-eyed and kind of crazed, like, "What are you doing?"
It's a doppelganger.
The doppelganger Saren.
It's clearly
says
a
stop.
doppelganger.
Okay.
We knew Jimmy was breathing from back there in the observatory. Whenever we observed him, his heart was beating. And
What?
at this point, Bryn's going
No,
to
it
run
wasn't.
over to him.
Of course.
Heal him, prestidigitation, and just
How
embrace him.
fast can you reload, my guy? Like,
So
It's
Jimmy,
cantrip.
he's levering himself up. He's got his arm around the ghost. We're walking over towards Rat. Jimmy's got something in his hand. He's put his swords away. Says, "Rat, Ratt, my man, my buddy, my friend. Soundest of my many employees, which is to say you're the only person left on this team I'm actually paying.
One of the Astutes laughs, the other is just like crossed arms, eye rolling.
Ratt, please hold out your hand. Palm up if you don't mind.
Okay.
I'm gonna pay you a power source that can kill a god to fuck off.
Deal.
I put the last shard of Eldraside in his hand.
Oh, I'm gonna make a bullet out of this.
Is this like obsidian? What is that?
Did you see me do that? I gesture in the direction that I came into reality from.
We saw you running.
Did you see the bit behind me?
Yes.
Killing that took 3.
What would that even look like? Just
Try not to think about it too hard.
By the way, Ratt and Istu, if you are intent on not believing his presence, you are welcome to make insight checks.
We do have a role for this.
Yeah.
full transparency. Neither of the Astutes gives a single shit.
No, doesn't matter. Any Jimmy is equivalent.
I'm really just up here. I don't know.
Yeah. So,
We're
Ratt,
fucking around and finding out. It's fine.
Ratt, I will say that if it wasn't Jimmy, they would have never given you a shiny this valuable.
That's true. This would probably cover our contracted wage.
So Ratt's convinced. Cinder is convinced as well.
Jimmy looks around at all of his living people. You did it? This is to the ghost. Can't believe that worked. They're alive.
Yep.
He plants a kiss on her. Oh, they're alive.
She reciprocates and embraces him.
They're alive. All right. Oh, wow, that's good. Oh, God. Oh no. There are chemicals in my blood, and my blood is necessary again. Oh, God.
You're actually warm, Jimmy.
Yeah. No, that's probably the exertion. I did have to cut my way through that thing. Jimmy,
Astutes is just looking at
No,
the
your
wall,
body
like-
feels warm.
Does that mean that
he
when
feels
you
a chair.
does that mean when you kissed him earlier back on the ship, he was like kissing an ice cube or something?
He's always had a colder internal body temperature.
Yeah, but I don't.
I was
kiss
more
Jimmy.
like,
Why are you asking questions about this shit? Fuck?
It's too soon, bro.
I'm bored and I'm curious.
Do you think
Have you
I'm not
met this
bored
guy?
too? But I don't want to vomit today.
I mean,
You've met this guy, right? He doesn't really do shame. Exactly. It's good to see you,
here?
Draken.
Hey, what do you say we get out of here?
She'll look over at Draken
Yeah.
and say, well, it
Co-pilot.
wasn't quite an ice
Can
cube,
we
but...
please get the fuck? What even
Yeah,
was
yeah.
that?
Fly the.
Fuck
What are we
shit.
doing actually?
Yeah.
Where are
let's
we?
Let's grab a seat. Buckle up.
I'm sitting down.
Can I rev the engine to get out of here with this shit? I don't.
Come here, Jimmy. I could use your help on navigation.
Oh, all right. Okay. Oh wait, no.
Oh my god.
I got. That's right. I got a thing to do. I got obligations. One sec. I go walk over there, but as I go, I'm pulling out the lantern.
Yes.
I don't.
Yeah, you guys who are watching him see him pull out Keon's lantern.
And I raise the shutter on it.
Istu looks at that and scoffs like, look what they need to manufacture a fraction of our power. Because that's the thing he used to cast Wish, right?
Yeah. It's over 9,000. No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
It's over 9,000.
Well, Not for much longer, so Jimmy raises the shutter on Kion's lantern.
Uh-oh.
What you doing?
Hey, buddy.
I don't think it's gonna go well.
You let him out?
Maybe
I'm
put that
talking
thing
to
away.
him. He did me a solid. I'm doing him a solid. I'm gonna give him fair warning before he pops out, right? So I'm talking to Kion first.
Okay.
Doppelganger would say.
That sounds like some shit a doppelganger would say.
Or no.
Alright. So what are you saying to him?
I say, hey, buddy, how's it going in there? Listen, I just wanted to give you a heads up. We're out. We're out.
So
We made it out.
you're out?
I know. And if you want, I'll let you out here. I just wanted to warn you. We are in the ass end of nowhere. I don't know if you're getting back to the hells from here if I let you out. You still want out?
I said I was going back there, but yeah, please.
Yeah?
As per my previous email.
I love that. Oh my god.
All right, man. Brace yourself. This might hurt.
Okay.
What? I disagree.
Rat, look at your
I
shiny
disagree
and fuck
vehemently.
off.
The fuck off wage. Alright. Do you release it?
Rat, look at your shiny. Do you know what that's worth?
Yes? No?
3/4 of Sigil. Look at it and shut up.
Oh.
Bryn will laugh at that. Or chuckle at least.
I sit down the lanterns. I rub my hands together. I hold them out in front of me like I'm going to cast a spell. And I say the words of release.
Alright. So you guys see the lantern crumple, like implode, and this puff of brimstone and smoke bursts out and coalesces into the form of a Rakshasa.
Did he cast a spell?
It certainly looked like it.
Kion, with his strange backward hands, rears up, stretches. You hear crack, crack, crack as his back pops. And he goes, "Rawr." It's good to be out of that. It was cramped. Could have at least left some incense or something in there. It was
This
foul.
one's a caster.
And he looks around at each of you.
This one's a caster.
It was on kind of short notice, you know.
I am very hungry. There wouldn't happen to be anyone else on the ship, maybe, would there?
Yeah. I don't know how edible they are.
This is awesome.
They're a bit overripe.
Yeah, let him eat. Let him try it.
I'm gonna go look for a meal. Thank you, Jimmy. It's been lovely doing business with you. I do hope we get the opportunity again. Of course,
Yeah.
I hope you all die in a fire as well. And that said,
We are working on it as fast as we can. And listen, I got my vengeance, so I consider the book clean. I don't know hard feelings. Be careful out there. I'd hate to have you die this far away from home.
no one's killed me yet. I bid you a fond piss off. And with that, he steps backwards and just kind of vanishes into a portal.
Made a deal, Jimmy.
Yeah, maybe a little one.
As long as
He's
he
a
doesn't
helpful
bother
fellow,
us.
as it turns out.
Draken's all funny. You should say that.
Oh no!
As long as he doesn't bother us.
Aw.
So, Kion vanishes. In a moment or two, the smell of sulfur fades slowly. You guys, of course, have your moment of reunion. Questionable in some cases, heartfelt in others, flippant in some as well, depending on which version of Istu you're looking at.
Oh, come on. I mean, yeah, like...
Oh, is one of them nicest too?
No,
I'm
there's
sorry.
there's mean Istu and there's slightly less mean Istu.
Nah, we get on
Which
fine.
one I am today.
But yeah, you guys get underway once again. The Haruspeck shudders and begins to move. Once again, you plot the course out happily en route once again towards Cairn.
At least we're not split up anymore.
No.
Mm-hmm.
So, from here, we are going to have a little bit of a time jump, nothing too significant, but I'm not going to make you roleplay the travel between here and there. There's not going to be any space battles with the ginormous Haruspecs and like some Githyanki galley, because that would go really quickly. You just run them over.
At last, we have a minor advantage.
So we're going to push the story along a little bit from here. When next we rejoin Sigil Confidential, it will be on the approach to Cairn.
How much time will have passed?
Not much, really. Travel in the areas you're going through is incredibly fast. Especially on the Haruspecs. With the
Have the
engines.
largest ship ever devised.
Yeah, but like, I have to ask how much so I can ask how much stuff I can do in between now and then. Like
How much stuff are you wanting to do?
as much as possible.
Oh, it's too busy.
Well, I tell you what, we'll work that out like off camera. We can talk about what you do and what you can't do, okay?
Okay.
How much time you have. You can send me a list of your wants and I'll
Well,
send.
I have a lot of stuff that has time requirements, but I don't know how much time I'm working with, so I can't even start thinking about that.
It won't really be a lot because of the rate of movement that you're using and the fact that you're co-piloting and, well, one of you is, I suppose, but you know what I mean. But yeah, we'll work that off screen.
Okay.
One thing that's going to start happening before too much longer is the integration of both stories. They're going to start crossing paths more often. So I
Nice.
want to prepare you guys for that. Because you'll be asked in some cases to play yourself in 2 different forms.
At least one of us has some practice at this.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, hello, hi, me.
Yeah, we're reaching some interesting territory within the realm of gaming.
I'm so excited. I'll be playing like 5 different people. Let's go.
Oh, yeah.
Things are going to take a big turn going forward. Things are going to get a lot, I know this sounds terrible, but a lot more difficult as far as danger levels. Not that you haven't had some serious danger levels, but the likelihood of character death is going to go up a level. Not because I'm trying to kill you, you know me better than that, but we're reaching the end game. So you want to tread carefully. Try to make informed decisions when you can. Well, murder. Yeah, that's right, London. Try to make informed decisions when you can. Step lightly where you can, and just use your senses. Use one another. The party, as it stands, the Sigil crew in particular, is very divided. And it's as a roleplay thing, obviously. It's not anything. I'm not like griping at you, but as a party, your characters are a little divided. You've been through a lot, and it's caused a lot of division. There's going to be moments where you have to rely on one another, and if you don't,
I mean, I'd say we're more reliant on one another than we were in the past. Like, I don't know. I'd say everyone's getting along pretty well now.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying this as a DM.
Yeah.
Of course, it's all entirely up to you guys, but I'm
Yeah,
just
but I
warning
mean-
you. There will be moments in the future here soon where.
Yeah, but you just said, oh, the Sigil crew's a little divided, and I'm just saying I don't think we are.
You have a different perspective, though, and I definitely agree with the DM in this case. To that point, though, of it being more likely of us dying and leveling up the risk factor, can we ask if we leveled yet?
You said the magic word.
Did we level? When was the last time we did level? What level are you guys?
Because I can change my spells completely if we level. Like,
We're eight. We're
I can
18.
get some shit done.
We're currently 18. We last leveled up when everyone died.
Everyone with an asterisk, because I don't think I did.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Yes.
Bryn and his two did not, but that was the last time we leveled.
So-
The near almost PK.
You know, that's fair. We can go ahead and do a level because we are at the end of a chapter.
Hey!
Fancy.
The next,
God.
I want to say that the next chapter, which Prim, I'll give you the information on as far as titles
Yes.
soon. But the next chapter is going to be most likely the finale
Oh,
for
shit.
the Sigil Confidential crew.
Holy
Oh,
shit.
shit.
So yeah, we are reaching that point. And of course, the Cairn crew is not far behind. They're kind of running simultaneous neck and neck. So be thinking of that too. Preparing. But yeah. With that said, I think we'll go ahead and call it. I know it's a little early, but we're closing the chapter. And it feels like a good spot. And yeah, I got some preparing to do before we begin the next one. I hope you guys have had a good time with the Haro specs with this chapter. I know it was a little crazy.
It was really dramatic and exciting.
Yeah, definitely.
Good. I'm glad you guys had a good time. Rat, we're gonna have some interesting moments for you coming up.
Why? What did I do?
Nothing. Just your
Oh, okay.
your skill set is going to be very important.
I'm gonna keep the spaceship.
The harvest spec. This is mine.
Cast
This is
reduce
mine
on
now.
it. It'll be in your pocket.
Yeah.
See, I think
I'll
if you,
help you. Don't worry.
Thank you.
it'd still be the size of a small city reduced.
Uh huh. Turn it
see.
into a pet. It'll float over my shoulder.
Is too. I've got some big plans for you coming up.
Ooh.
You may not like them all, but yeah, I've got some big plans for you.
Oh no.
Draken, of course, we'll need to talk off camera about your new obligations and how that's going to affect you.
Yes. I look forward to it.
And then, of course, Jimmy, your change is complete.
Yes, I have
that
made
we've
it.
discussed. There will be some residual effects that are going to come into
Hmm.
play as far as Jimmy's sanity.
Yeah, makes sense.
I'm not going to have him go crazy. He handled himself very well, aside from the defecation moment.
Happens.
It happens. I think what I'm going to do with Jimmy is probably give him something akin to like PTSD. So I'm gonna give him a random. We'll select randomly, but we're gonna give him one or two triggers that'll just cause him a round of being frightened.
I think that's manageable.
Yeah, nothing too crazy. Like he's not gonna start eating teammates while they sleep or anything.
Good. We were concerned about that.
We'll leave that to Istu. But which one?
Sorry, did somebody say eating something weird? Hello?
But yeah, so
You mentioned every character but one.
Ghost.
Yeah.
Yeah, well you're the
And
lodestone.
Cinder.
Ghost is the lodestone. Ghost is going to be the compass of the group because Ghost is the only one that has a conscious connection with the other party.
Mm.
So that's going to start playing. You're the navigator, basically.
And Cinder's
In
still
multiple
here,
ways.
Too.
Yeah. Well, Cinder, I'm having a hard time doing too much special for
Yeah.
because Cinder still feels like an NPC right now.
I just wanted to mention his character because he's still here. You
He's
know?
still here. He's still here.
That's it. You know?
I would like to make him more important. You guys start hitting Simon up. start
Okay.
bugging
Yeah.
him to come back.
No,
Please.
we already have a brain trust thread going. I can try to start that back up again.
Yeah, because I mean, this would be a great time. It's the final chapter. I'd love for him to be here for it.
Yes, please.
After this long, I would really love for him to be here for it.
My God, we miss him.
Yeah, he's a missable guy. I mean that in a good way. It's weird verbiage, but you get what I'm saying. But yeah, so we'll be back Wednesday, of course, with Deadlands. This Thursday? Are we there yet? Yeah, this Thursday, I believe we may start the top secret session. We can't believe we're there already. We still have a couple spots for that available. Anyone wants to sign up to play some spies in Cold War East Germany in the 1980s with us, please come join us. I've written out a very fun adventure with lots of cool twists and turns in it. I'm looking forward to it. So we do have a couple spots left open. Let's get those in there quickly before I fill them. If you're interested, hit me up in Discord as quickly as you can. This Friday, I believe, we're back with Star Wars. And then, of course, Saturday, we will pick back up with World of Cairn.
Oh.
So, don't miss it. Stay tuned. Join our Discord. And ladies and gentlemen, I thank you once again. We will see you very soon.
Yeah. Good night, everyone.
Good night.